Good morning, third graders. This is Miss Kearns, and I am here today to do your reading lesson. Today, we are going to work on the reading skill, sequencing. So what is sequencing? Sequencing is the process of putting something in order. Often, sequencing refers to the identification of the components of a text, such as the beginning, the middle, and end. It is the process of putting events and ideas in a logical order. The easiest way to think about sequencing is that it's just putting things in a certain order. So let's watch this short video to just learn a little bit more about sequencing.
Today we are going to learn what is sequencing. Sequencing is putting things in a certain order. In writing, we organize our story into a beginning, middle, and end paragraph. In reading, we start at the first page and read to the last page. When things are in a sequence, they make sense. Think about this. Imagine going to school, then waking up, and then eating breakfast. That doesn't make sense. Let's try this instead. First, you wake up, next you eat breakfast, and last you go to school. That makes sense now. Using sequencing words can help show the order that things go in. Some examples are first, finally, next, then, after, soon, and last. Let's give it a try.
Let's talk about what we learned in the video. So remember, sequencing is when events in a text are presented in the order that they happen. Sequence is also called time order. Authors often use signal words such as first, next, then, last, after, and dates such as 1995. They use these words to help the reader identify a sequence of events. Sometimes the reader needs to use clues to figure out sequence when signal words are not used. You will often see sequencing organized through charts or graphs, such as a timeline or a flowchart. So why is sequence important? When a text does not go in time order, it is much more difficult to understand. So I'm going to read you a short passage, and as you will find, it is all mixed up. Then she slipped on an empty ketchup packet. Last, she had to miss recess while she cleaned up the mess she made. Next, she flew up in the air and dropped her lunch everywhere. Sally was running in the cafeteria. That doesn't make much sense, does it? Now let's read it again when the events are in the correct order. First, Sally was running in the cafeteria. Next, she slipped on an empty ketchup packet. Then, she flew up in the air and dropped her lunch everywhere. Last, she had to miss recess while she cleaned up the mess she made. It makes a lot more sense when they're in the correct order. So as we finish up the lesson for today, I just want you to remember that sequencing is when things are in a certain order. And as you found, it's important that they are in the correct order. Tomorrow, Mrs. Forgey will be doing another sequencing lesson with you. Have a great day.